Hello everybody, welcome back to Tin Man Collections, and today we got a treat for you. It's Christmas in April. I'm going to be showing off all my Christmas movies. This is going to be part one. I'm not going to try to make this a long video. But for starters, Santa Claus 1, a classic. Okay, Tim Allen looks like Santa when he's in full get-up. Number 2, losing his powers. Got to find a wife and deal with Charlie, and then while in the meantime the toy Santa's trying to ruin Christmas. Number 3, Santa's getting all stressed out because his in-laws got to show up. Jack Frost is causing problems and he can't keep controlling the naughty nice list. Jack ends up tricking him into going back in time, and he ends up being Santa, and then he has to trick him to be Santa again. So it's like a whole can of worms. Sad they didn't make a number 4, but they are making a series. I'm glad. Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. I don't know why I included it. I already did it in the Christmas Carol movies, but in the Disney movies. But anyway, Santa and Pete. Now I already showed you in my movie haul. I got this. I just watched it, and it's a good story. I'm telling you. James Earl Jones is he's being the narrator type person in this one, like a storyteller. After his wife passed away and his family comes to visit him for Christmas, he's telling his grandson the story about Santa and Pete here, and how Santa was treated like a spy or something, and he's being a cook, and he helps them break out. They go on their journeys to give gifts to the kids, and then they go over to the new world, and then they start showing you how he gets the red suit, red hat, boots, and how he gets the sleighing reindeer. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the classic one, Boris Karloff voicing. And I love how Thurl Ravenscroft is singing, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." And then we got the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch, which I think Jim Carrey knows how to play the Grinch. I mean, he's his facial expressions, everything. It's funny. And then we got another one, but this time it's back to animation as Benedict Cumberbatch playing the voice of him. He actually sounded pretty good as the Grinch, huh? And then a holiday classic with Tom Hanks, The Polar Express. Tom is not only playing the conductor, but he's also playing the boy's father, the ghost that's on the train, and Santa Claus. And I heard when they were cast for the Santa Claus with Tim Allen in it that they were going to pick Tom Selleck or Tom Hanks. And I thought, maybe he could be good as a Santa live action movie one day. But I haven't heard nothing said nothing about it. Anyway, Defending Santa with Dean Cain and Jodie Sweetin. Christmas Eve, he's called to see if there's somebody missing, and he found a Jeep in the snowbank, and he saw a guy laying on the ground with a Santa suit on, and he thought, it was just a party Santa or something. And the lady has to help him prove that he's really Santa Claus, so he can get back home. But anyway, Snow Globe. Okay, we're getting into the ABC family movies I got. Okay, Snow Globe with Christina Miller. Love the story. She has a snow globe, a big one, and then she shakes it, and all of a sudden the guy from the snow globe world comes out and talks to her, and she takes him on travels and everything. And then the other neighbor guy gets jealous because he thought that was her boyfriend. Then the girlfriend comes out, and then when she tries to send them back, she ends up in the snow globe, and then they break the snow globe on the inside, the mechanics, so then they fixed it and put some extra stuff in the snow globe and sent them other people back. And they made a sequel to Snow Globe Christmas, but this time she's playing the ghost mother of him, and Alicia Witt is in here playing like his wife. But love how she's playing like a producer or something. Then she gets hit with a snow globe, hits her head hard. Then she's all of a sudden married to this dude, and she don't remember until later on they start helping her out. And then she's starting to like the idea of being married and everything. And then finally, when she wakes up to get the snow globe fixed by him, they end up courting, and then later on they see the kids. Anyway, Snow with Ashley Williams and Tom Cannavon. He's playing Santa's son, like Santa's either like he passed away or something, and this is his first year as Santa. And Ashley is like a zookeeper, and one of the reindeers ended up over there. Good story. And then later on, he ends up marrying her, and then they have Snow 2, brain freeze. Him and his wife here had a little argument. He went back to the real world for a little bit, and then bangs his head, and he ends up don't remember who it is until they go on this adventure trying to get to the Caribou Club back working, and he remembers everything. Next, we got Christmas Story. This ain't a Christmas Story, it's Christmas Story. It was filmed in Finland. It shows a touching story on how Santa Claus became Santa, basically. So that's him as a boy. I hate the beginning of it, where his little sister had a cold, and mom and dad took her to the village to get healed or something. When the villagers came back to tell him that they fell right through the ice, I said, that's just heartbreaking to hear his sister got killed pretty much like that. I mean, she's a baby too. That's just heartbreaking. Santa Baby with Miss Jenny McCarthy and George Wendt playing Santa in this one. But I love the storyline, how she's Santa's daughter, then gets a call from her mother saying her dad had a heart attack, and she was trying to help him out with new mechanical stuff, and then stuff don't work right. And then she ends up flying the sleigh to deliver the presents on that Christmas. And then they did this one, Santa Baby 2. They have a different guy playing Santa and a different guy playing her boyfriend. And the elf was disguised as like a new assistant or something, and she's trying to take over Christmas like she did, almost. And then they had to talk to her to settle her down. Now, I don't know if you consider this a Christmas movie, but it came out at Christmas. It's called Rise of the Guardians, with Alec Baldwin playing Santa. And they got Hugh Jackman playing Easter Bunny, and then they got Jack Frost and Sandman, Tooth Fairy. But I love how Santa Claus is portrayed like being a former Russian dude or something. Alright, here's another Ed Asner Santa movie right here. Rest in peace, Ed. He's in the Santa Claus Hall of Fame, I found out, but he did play Santa Claus the best. I mean, one of the best Santas, like Tim and Charles Durning, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But I love this story on how this boy and his sister think that the letters ain't going nowhere, and then they find out it's actually going to this toy shop in their town, and Santa's there. But he don't have a beard like this. He's just got a little goatee. Then later on, he's in a wrestling tournament, and he heals one of the wrestlers, and he gives out gifts, but he's wearing like a, don't want to give anything away, but a false beard, and he's wearing an old world style Santa suit. And of course, we got another Ed Asner movie, but he's not playing Santa. He's playing an editor of the newspaper that Virginia wrote to. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. And Charles Bronson's playing the church fellow that responded to her letter, and Richard Thomas is in it. I heard Richard Thomas is in another Christmas movie, but I can't find that one yet. But if I do, I might get down to watch it too. But this one was like, he's playing her father. But this is a good movie. You need to watch it. Alright, time for some Miracle on 34th Street. We got the original one. This comes in black and white and color. I always like watching the color one so you can see what they look like back then in the 40s. Beautiful movie. But I'm like my dad. I hate it when towards the end, they try to like set him up like he's crazy or something. I just hate that. But I love the scene in the locker room where him and Alfred, the janitor who's working there, he told him that he works as Santa Claus too, and they just talking. Love how two Santas meet. And the remake, Richard Hatboro, I love the suit he wears in this one. He's got gold buttons, even though I'm not a fan of the Cola style suits. I'm more a fan of the white fur down the middle. But anyway, love his portrayal. He said he was born to play Santa. Mrs. Santa Claus with Angela Lansbury, and Charles Durning's playing Santa Claus in this one. And I just mentioned Charles Durning, Richard Attenborough, Edmund Gwynn, Tim Allen, and Ed Asner. These guys are like Santa in my book. Even Kurt Russell. They all are Santa. Like, they know how to play Santa. But unfortunately, a few of these guys already passed away already. Only got a few left. But anyway, love the story how Mrs. Santa Claus is being kind of ignored by Santa. By how she wants to, like, you know, a new sleigh route, and he ain't listening, or he won't let her read his mail or nothing. So she went out trying to test a new route, and she ends up in New York. The reindeer get hurt, and so she has to stay down there for a little while until they get better. This is a classic. Somebody needs to watch this movie. Okay, Dudley Moore. Well, he ain't Santa, but it's he's playing Elf Patch, and then David Huddleston's playing Santa. I said, Yes. Okay. He's also Santa too in my mind. I love the way he looked in this one. Like this is perfect for the time right here. Oh yes. Looks like a classic Santa right here to me. You've seen some of them classic art prints, but anyway, it starts off where he's like delivering gifts to the people in like a village, like wearing them brown, I don't know what you call it, village clothes. Then he ends up leaving with the reindeer and his wife. They think they're dead in the snow, but then they end up at the North Pole. They say, you two will live forever, just as much as we have. And he ends up delivering gifts to all the children in the world for a long time until 1985, where the story finishes off, where he helps save this boy he met as a friend. And finally, I'm sorry to keep this long, but anyway, Christmas Shoes. This is an emotional movie right here. Like this boy right here, he wants his mom to be well, but she has a problem with her heart, and they can't find a donor. And you see how that ends up. Like she ends up dying, and he bought her some Christmas shoes, but this guy right here gave some of his money to help him out, give some shoes to her. That was awesome. They made a sequel to this, but it ended up being like the boy and another boy in that one had like a heart problem or something. And he ended up donating his liver to his teacher to help her out. But it'll pull your heartstrings too, I tell you. But anyway, that's it for now for part 1. Part 2 is going to be these over here. All right, stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.